Captain's log. Admiral Midgeman taking the helm. So, I've been put in charge of Great Britain. Hello, my name is Midgeman. My goal will be to fulfill that old saying, you know, the one from the song about Britannia ruling the waves. I think it goes, the big ship sails on the alley-alley-o, the alley-alley-o, the alley-alley-o. Fine words. Fine, inspiring words. And we will use that inspiration to lead us to victory in this game. Through means of trade, colonization, and all-around dominance. What qualifies me for this position, you ask? Well, I run a Twitch channel and a YouTube channel that mainly specializes in history and strategy games, played absolutely diabolically. And of course, that makes me the perfect candidate to run Great Britain in this game. So, if you think that's your kind of thing, why not check out my link in the description below, as well as all the other links. And, of course, thank you to Zate for having me here. And, of course, for Britannia.
There we go, now that we got the intro out of the way, let's go quickly through the starting situation for us here. So I've already set up all the productions and all that. We're producing some troops and building some ships in most sizes, and we're also constructing some factories and mines, building another level to the naval headquarters over here in London, and then building some fishing fleets, able to get some extra rations for our ships, because the facilities that we have don't really produce all that much. We got a fuel reserve of 40 million liters in here, but that's if we start using our fleet a lot, that's going to go rather quickly. And in terms of research, we're currently focusing on improving our accuracy, then getting the better water reactor to be able to get or better gunpowder storage to get better sails, and then we're also improving the maintenance facility capacities. And then in Philadelphia we are researching better armor for our ships, and in Port Royal we are researching bigger cannons, would be the 10-pounders I believe, so we'll have a bit more firepower when the time comes. But anyway, we have all of that set up. We have quite a few ships being built, and we do have 10 ration harvesting platforms. We'll be sending them to Isle of Man, because we know that that place has a fair bit of food in it, also known as Sorium. And we can also see that the Dutch seem to have, well, they have a big fleet in there. They are our allies. And we'll go through the rest of the diplomacy soon as well, but we can also see that there's embassies from France, Portugal, Spain, and pirates from there. Not sure about how I should feel about the pirates, but oh well. It's the Dutch. So here we go quickly through the diplomacy. We are trading with the Mughals, allied with the Netherlands, we're trading with the Ottomans, and we are also allied to Portugal, and that's about it. Now, in terms of ships, what we have is we have a fair bit of holdings in North America, Caribbean, American East Coast, Labrador Sea and Hudson Bay is where we have colonies, and then one in India and one in South Atlantic. Hopefully we can maybe get something in between there, because it's a bit of a long trip right now, and probably North America is going to be a bit of a focus, considering how much we already have there. But yes, that's that. I will be sending survey ships out to try to find out some nice places for colonies and mines and all that. But we'll see what we'll find. But anyway, I will see you in a bit. Those buggers sank our ship. Looks like one of our surveying ships outside of Copenhagen got sunk by the coastal fortifications there. We have set up a revenge fleet, or response fleet, consisting of 24 ships. which we hope to be able to destroy the defenses there and avenge the deaths of our comrades there. Our fleet is now on the final approach to Copenhagen, and hopefully we can enact some revenge. The coastal fortifications are fire upon us. Open fire! Several of our ships have taken some damage, but no penetrative hits yet. We've done a lot of destruction in the city itself, but so far we've been unable to hit any of the guns. Haha! We managed to hit one of the coastal batteries. We've destroyed another 2 coastal batteries, but at this point it is obvious that we're not doing as much damage. Looks like our guns are firing a bit too low and mostly into the city below. So I'm afraid it is time to withdraw. We've taken some moderate damage on our ships, but nothing that can be repaired once we reach back London. But we've certainly done some damage, and we will return. But it is obvious that we need to do some changes to our ships to raise the elevation of our guns. We have spotted another neutral port at Stockholm. We are diverting course and surveying elsewhere, because we do not want to get another ship sunk. So, I don't think the previous port was Stockholm. What do you mean? Well, this is Stockholm. How many can there be? I don't know, but that previous one wasn't certainly Stockholm. We built 2 new ships of 6th rate, one in London and another one in Philadelphia. Unfortunately, due to budget limitations, we are unable to start building another ship right away, but with the existing fleet we can probably withstand storms for a while, and once the fleet from the Baltic incursion returns, we will repair the fleet, issue some training orders, and then once the fleet has trained sufficiently, we will send it back to finish the job that is started. We have found ways to improve our gunpowder storage, and now we're trying to explore ways to improve our sails. We built an armed support vessel, and the Retribution fleet from Baltic Sea has almost reached London, after which they will undergo a fair bit of repairs, and then we'll issue some training orders. The Response fleet has now been repaired, so they will undergo some rigorous training until the end of the year, and hopefully next year we will begin our renewed strike against Copenhagen. We managed to research the improved accuracy over range, and we've also designed some gun elevation control, which should help us fire upon the fortifications at Copenhagen. We'll just need to refit some of our ships with them, and the fortifications will fall. And there we have it. We are currently at the end of the year, so let's have a quick look at what's going on in our nation. We have been doing a decent bit of surveying, but I haven't been going through all of the details. Simply because going through all of the good findings would take so much time, so let's just quickly have a look at what we've surveyed. We've surveyed a decent bit of Labrador Sea, Hudson Bay, American East Coast and Caribbean. We have surveyed a little bit South Atlantic and then Laccadive Sea, and most of the Baltic has been surveyed already. We've found a lot of neutrals in there, so that's going to be a bit of a dangerous zone to go in. But there might also be some nice resources, who knows. And then we'll start surveying the Arctic Sea a tiny bit, but right now not much has been done there yet. And then let's have a look at the shipbuilding side. So we are currently building 1 first rate and 2 second rates at London. Then in Philadelphia we're building 2 third rates. And then actually not building anything else right now. In terms of ground units, we are building some fortifications, but not much else by the looks of it. Because we, like apparently pretty much every nation, are having a bit of a problem with our wealth generation right now. We're still losing about 200 wealth per month. Luckily, from our trade deals, we should be getting a decent bit of wealth at the start of next episode. which might actually fix our economy for a little while, and afterwards we'll be getting that as minerals, which would in this case be probably food. Yeah, it would be probably food, which means that we can then utilize that to get some more rations out for our ships, which we definitely need more. I mean, we do have a reserve of 50 million, or 53 million, which is a decent reserve, but once we start utilizing our fleets properly, right now we haven't really been doing much with it. Speaking of fleets, we will actually be sending the Revenge fleet out soon enough. It should be currently going through an overhaul in London, and after that we'll send it back to the Baltic. It should be able to destroy the defenses of Copenhagen, and maybe we'll capture the planet, who knows. And in terms of research, let's actually have a quick look. What are we researching? Researching the better sailing, researching the better accuracy at moving targets, and then maintenance support per facility. So we'll be able to maintain our fleet a little bit better. We can maintain it relatively good still, but there are some problems. For example, in London we have a bit more fleets than we have capacity, which is causing a little bit problems. Nothing too major, but still, I'd like to avoid that. Then in Philadelphia we are getting the thicker armor, which is going to help us a little bit. Of course, the speed over there is not very high, so we'll have to see if we can actually get that done next year or not. Depending on our economy, we might be able to. Then in Portugal we are researching the bigger cannons, and we should be getting that soon. We might then try to get the faster reload as well, because the big guns take a long while to reload, and we kind of want to avoid that as much as possible. And that's about it in terms of research right now. We already went through the fleet movements and survey areas. We're still getting some of the fishing fleets to the Isle of Man, but we already have a few there. We'll probably get the rest there next year. In terms of productions, we are producing, actually a naval headquarters is going to be done soon in London, which is going to increase the range of our effective operations around the area to a bit further. In Philadelphia, we're also building a naval headquarters, just so that we can have some focus on areas there as well in America. Then in Portugal, we are currently building a research facility, which is still going to take a while to be built. And then fairly usual stuff in most other places. And in St. Helen we're actually not building anything because we don't have any resources there. That's basically what we'll probably have to do is get some of the fishing fleets around here, because this St. Helen is orbiting all around a gas giant where we can actually get a decent bit of rations out of, and then we can start dumping the rations to St. Helen. It can then be used as a refueling point between India and Europe, which is probably for the best. Now we do actually have a civilian mining colony in America, and they are mining a decent bit of harvesting a decent bit of wood and gunpowder, as well as some food, which is pretty good, and we are buying the harvested materials there. Of course, we do need to transport them over manually, and we'll do that. We'll probably set up a ship going back and forth here. Shouldn't be too hard. And in terms of shipping lines, let's actually have a look, because it is going to be important to realize what our capabilities are in terms of the civilian sector. They seem to have 2 colony ships, 1 freighter, and currently taking actually they've been taking colonies to St. Helen, St. John's, also taken some products from St. John's to Fort Rupert, and London to St. John's. Ah, right, so it was first from London to St. John, and then from St. John to Fort Rupert. That makes more sense. But that way we'll be getting a little bit extra profit as well. But by the looks of it, this hasn't been hugely profitable yet. It's only 70 income last year, and the current wealth is only 240. But I'm sure that they'll expand their actions sooner or later. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this first episode, so make sure to check out Midgeman's channel, link is down below in the description. But we'll see you next week.